Hey guys, what is up? This is Colin with Colin Talks Crypto, and today we have a boatload of news from EOS for you. Today, we're going to talk about everything from the massive number of Chinese block producers, the number that seems to keep growing, the EOSfinex decentralized EOS-based exchange preview. We're going to talk about the EOS Global Hackathon in London that just took place a few days ago. We're going to talk about BancorX Circle as an exchange, adding EOS, a new place for EOS podcasts and videos. We're going to share some progress on some EOS lost private keys, and I want to pass along some information in regards to lost private keys and how that affects Telos, and what you can do now before Telos goes live to secure your Telos tokens. We're also going to touch upon MonsterEOS, another game on EOS blockchain. It's very good to have you with us today. Thank you so much for joining me. My name's Colin, and this is EOS Mega Update Volume 12. All right, guys, let's jump right into it today. So we're going to start off hot and heavy here. First of all, my favorite block explorer for EOS, hands down right now, is bloks.io, blocks.io. It's actually created and run by EOS Cafe and HK Hong Kong EOS. It's unique in that it actually shows the location, which is very useful for getting an idea of the geographical distribution of the block producers. And it came to my attention that we have a growing number of Chinese block producers, and in fact so many that it's becoming a bit alarming. This is a screenshot I took of blocks.io, and to make it really clear, I made sure that all the flag logos were of China if they were located in China, so it's easy to see. And then I took it a step further and I highlighted it all, and so here it is. And you'll see that of the top 21 block producers, this one down here is number 22, so that doesn't count. Of the top 21 block producers, 9 of them are located in China. And I did the math, 9 divided by 21 is 42% of block producers are in one geographically centralized location. And as we know, there are many forms of decentralization. There's social decentralization and development decentralization and wallet decentralization. But geographic decentralization is a very important one as well, because that ensures the security and safety of the network. Just like hash rate, is a security metric, so is the geographical distribution. On Bitcoin, you have miners all over the world mining and solving that hash rate problem. So on a DPoS platform, a delegated proof of stake platform like EOS, where you don't have miners, you have geographic locations and stake that is the decentralization. So right now we actually have a not very wide geographical distribution. We have EOS Huobi, that's an exchange, ZBOS, I don't know if anyone knows who that is, Start EOS BP, EOS Fish Rocks, I think something about Max Kaiser on that one, EOS Cannon, EOS Fly to Mars, again, don't know much about that one, EOS Beijing, EOS Space, and CoChain World. I don't know much about many of these, but it is very suspicious that so many of them are in China. And as users, obviously we do not want that, right? So why are these guys in the top 21? What makes them reach this page? Now here's a tweet from Maple Leaf Capital, and take it for what it is. It's totally a rumor. It may or may not be substantiated. However, I'm just going to read this. It says, recently, an internal Excel document from Huobi, notice that was one of these BPs, is circulating in the Chinese community. This file documents the collusion, mutual voting, and payoffs that occur amongst the Chinese BP community. I'm working on getting the file. So I don't know if the file even exists. Again, this could not be true, but you know what? It seems likely, because look at the standings. I mean, this speaks for itself. We have 42% of block producers currently in the top 21 spot. With a 22nd block producer, I highlighted this here because right outside of the 21, we have another one, EOS Gen Block from China, also waiting to just jump into that top 21 position. And then we'll have 47% of block producers in China. And we can't have that. We need to secure our network geographically and distribute it. And I know this is a concern, and I know that it is being worked on being addressed, but it needs to be addressed quickly, because these guys are getting a lot of money per day. and for them to manipulate, game the system, to bribe each other, to pay each other off, if that's true, and to vote each other in as a kind of a collective block producer conglomerate, it just needs to get cut out. And the way we're going to do that is the R.E.X exchange, the resource exchange on EOS. And basically how it's going to work is the resource exchange is going to allow users to rent their tokens to others so that the other users can get, for a very low price, the usage, the bandwidth, the CPU of those tokens without actually having to buy the tokens at face value. And that rental value goes back to the renters. So that's awesome in itself. But the reason this is relevant for voting is because this incentivizes voters, because you have to have your tokens staked. And then what will happen is you're going to get a small percentage of the trading fees from CPU, bandwidth, I think it's name auctions as well. These types of fees, instead of just going into a big pool, are going to get distributed equally in proportion to how much EOS you have staked. And I think that that's going to be a big game changer, and we need to see that really soon. I think that if Dan's watching this, we need to get the R.E.X up immediately, because these block producers here, these whale block producers most likely, already have an incentive, as I previously discussed, to vote each other in. They already are incentivized by the sheer fact of their daily payout every single day. And so they have enough incentive. They don't care about the R.E.X. What will happen is it will incentivize regular users to then finally get a fee for staking their tokens and for voting. And that will then raise the number of regular users who vote. And so basically that will just even the playing field. It will incentivize regular users to want to spend their time to vote, or to even delegate it to a proxy voter. So let's get that R.E.X going, guys. We need it badly. We do not need to see 9 of the 21 block producers from China. We have some very exciting news. EOSfinex is a project created by Bitfinex, very popular exchange. It says EOSfinex, a high-performance decentralized exchange built on EOS.io. And they go on to create a little video here and showcase what it looks like and brag about its speed and things like that. It looks very professional. It looks like GDAX or Coinbase Pro or Gemini or one of these exchanges. And part of the reason that this is so exciting is because there's on-chain bids and asks. This is a decentralized exchange. Keep in mind, this cannot be shut down. There are no transaction fees for bids and asks. And for comparison, there are other decentralized exchanges out there. We have any Ethereum decentralized exchange is 6 seconds or greater per action of a delay. And BitShares, which is Dan Larimer's other creation, is 1.5 seconds on average for any action that you take place on the decentralized exchange. And now we have Bitfinex creating EOSfinex on the EOS.io software, and that's 0.5 seconds per action on average. So as you can see, a very good speed increase and kind of getting into the range what we need for actual application and usage. And you can tell that Brendan Bloomer, CEO of block.one, and Dan Larimer are both very excited about this, because he actually made a tweet about this, and he said, EOSfinex is the first high-performance, on-chain, decentralized exchange, and their demo excited Dan Larimer and I today. Congratulations to Bitfinex for leveraging EOS to deliver such revolutionary innovation in just a few months since the launch of software. So they're excited about it. It's an awesome product. Can't wait to try it myself. And it really is a testament to how fast development is occurring here. I mean, keep in mind, guys, we are like 3 or 4 months in on a live network on EOS, and already we're seeing a superior decentralized exchange platform than anything seen before, including Ethereum, including BitShares. EOS is, we're fresh out of the gates, guys, and we're creating this amazing ecosystem at a very rapid pace. Just keep that in mind, if you ever see any FUD, just keep in mind this is so new and we're so ahead of the game. That's why I put a lot of my eggs in the EOS basket, because I truly believe in this platform. It's things like this that just make the case in point. If you want to go look at Cardano, for example, if you watched my recent video, I sold those coins and I traded them for EOS. And this is an example of why I did that. There is no Cardano Finex, there's no ADA Finex, there's EOSfinex. And this is the future, and I want to be on board with the future. And in alignment with the future, we have things like Zimbra, an email service now being powered by EOS.io, and you can request beta access here. This is zimbra-on-eos.io. And what this is essentially it's huge in the email domain. And this user here says the original version is an email server and email client. So it's for companies that are looking to run their own email server internally, which most big companies do, since they contain confidential business information. It can do like 99% of what Gmail can do. So yeah, awesome. Another creation powered by EOS.io, Zimbra, the new email system. And up next, we're just going to touch upon some news that I did briefly touch upon in my last video, but this is the EOS Mega update, so we're just going to keep you up to date. And we have the SEC, Approved Cryptocurrency Exchange, Circle, US-based exchange Circle, which now lists 4 projects: EOS, Stellar, R.E.X, and QTUM. And so we have EOS on another exchange here. More liquidity, guys, more on-ramps for people to get interested. This is great news. You know, I remember back in the day, years ago, I actually used Circle to get some of my fiat onto crypto. And that's where I onboarded some of my fiat. So they've been a good service for me. I liked them in the past. They discontinued that model, and now they're back into the exchange game. So great to see that one of their top picks is EOS. And again, another topic I touched upon briefly, but I'll touch upon again, BancorX. This is the first cross-blockchain decentralized liquidity network. And they're going to link it with other blockchains, but it's being based and run on EOS.io because of the fast block transmission times. So when you have half a second block times, you can run anything on top of that you want to. You can support slower networks on it. So that's why they chose EOS. I mean, again, this is just more proof. Companies want speed. And here it is. You can basically convert any token from EOS to any token on Ethereum. And it'll be fast, it'll be almost instantaneous, and it'll be a high volume liquidity transfer network. And they're going to continue to add other blockchains as time goes on. This is going to become a huge exchange in my opinion, and EOS is going to be the rails underpinning it. In regards to their whole method of having these hackathons, I think it is brilliant. I think it's absolutely brilliant because what they're doing is they're leveraging their capital in a way to get the maximum bang for their buck, rather than just throwing some money out there and saying, hey, can someone make the best app for this use? What they're doing is they're making people compete for the best app. And then what they do, block.one, is they award $10,000 for the third place prize, $25,000 for the second place prize, $100,000 for the first place prize. And they get to have these guys competing for the best. It's like a natural selection of the best dApps. And then block.one can choose to fund those projects directly and make those grow. And then what happens with those finalists who got that $100,000 check is they get to move on to the final competition. And I think at the end of this, what we're going to have is a boatload of dApps that are all funded by block.one using a portion of that $4 billion war chest. And this is going to create a lot of use case and utility on the blockchain because we're going to have all these amazing dApps that are being run on the EOS blockchain. Again, light years ahead of anything else I see. All right, and if you're like me, you like to get your hands on as much video content and podcasts and material as you can get your hands on when it comes to EOS. And here is another place that I'd like to share where you can start soaking up as much video content as possible. This is on Telegram. It's EOS Podcasts and Videos. And so you can go to this link, t.me/EOS_podcasts, and it will take you, and I'll show you, to the group. And here it is, and you can just see it's just lists of videos. You can just click on a video, watch it, go to the next one. You can sit here all day and just watch videos about EOS. There's some of mine right there. I will post content on here as well, so you can find my videos on this group. And so I just wanted to share this as another resource for you to stay connected with the latest news on EOS. All right, and here's an update on EOS lost private keys. There is being some movement on this. A user who will remain anonymous sent me this email correspondence with ECAF claims showing that he received an email in the past week which was a follow-up on his case. And he has one of the early number cases in this procedure. So he's one of the first that probably got contacted. So make sure you do check your email box. But it says, your case is ready to be assigned to an arbitrator. If you would like to proceed with the case, then a non-refundable filing fee for your case is due. This is as per ECAF's fee structure. And let's click on that real quick, because I was not aware there was a fee for this, but there is. And here's all the details, and here's a little chart, and it shows how much EOS you have, and then what kind of fee fee you will have to pay. And that strikes me as a little odd and unfortunate, because I know that it takes the exact same amount of time to handle a 5 million EOS claim as it does a 250 EOS claim. And if they were willing to accept 6 EOS for this claim, why are they suddenly charging 7,500 EOS for this? And it seems probably like greed. I mean, I understand it. It is your time. Totally understand about that. But it should be a flat rate. It shouldn't be dependent on how much EOS you have, I don't think, because again, it takes the exact same amount of time. So anyways, I am thankful that there is a procedure and that they're working on it. You know, without them, maybe we wouldn't get our money back. So the fact that we can have recourse is itself very awesome. So here's the chart. Here's what your fees will be depending on what your EOS is. This particular user must have between 1,000 and 2,500 EOS, because the guy told him, for your case, the filing fees have been assessed as 40 EOS. Please send it to this account, ECAF fee wallet, and one F in there. And just be careful of who you send it to, by the way. And it says that ECAF will only request you to transfer funds to one of these 2 accounts. So you have the ECAF fee wallet and the ECAF escrow with like a 3 W's wallet. Make sure you check the spelling on that. Cross-check it on this website if you do get an email. And there are other fees, believe it or not. So when you send the fee, make sure you type the memo. Filing fee for ECAF and then your case number. You have to include that so that they know who it's from. And it doesn't matter who pays the filing fee. It can be a friend, it can be another wallet, as long as you put the ECAF number in the memo spot. Make sure you do that. And here was another follow-up email for the same case. And if you want to, you can pause the video and read this. It just details, again, another correspondence from the EOS ECAF claims group, and they are working on it. So the positive news is they're working on it. It's moving along. This is the first I've seen any movement in a couple months from ECAF. And it looks like we don't need the sudo command to move forward. It actually looks like we'll be able to do this without sudo. So really, block producers are just waiting for a direction from ECAF, and we can start doing this. And in a similar vein, while we're on the subject of lost EOS private keys, Telos has a solution for lost private keys as well, because the Telos network is in a slightly different boat. They haven't gone live yet, and so you actually have a chance to make things good and set things up prior to the launch, which is happening very soon. In fact, right now, it is September 27th. There is a chance that they can go live on their network on the 28th. I think it's a small chance, but it still could happen. You definitely want to have this set up before that time. And so the procedure is very simple, luckily. And I'll just read this to you. It says, were your keys lost or compromised on EOS? Telos wants to make sure the proper owners receive their Telos tokens in our upcoming Telos share drop. Really, it's just a sister blockchain. I'm not sure why they call it share drop. And they say, the key replacement process needs to occur before the Telos mainnet launches. Because Telos is using the original ERC20 snapshot, we can verify ownership based on the Ethereum address that held those keys. We have a special window of time in which we can help anyone who lost their EOS accounts to maintain control of their new Telos accounts. To be clear, Telos can only protect lost or compromised Genesis accounts on the Telos blockchain. Unfortunately, we have no power to aid lost key issues on EOS accounts. Now, the positive side of following this procedure for Telos is that they make it so that any future sister blockchain can follow the same exact signature that you do on this that proves your ownership, and you won't have to redo this over and over should that future sister blockchain choose to honor this proof. And so I would do this just to safeguard yourself for future blockchains, including Telos. And so there's 2 processes for key recovery. Process 1 is basically downloading a new wallet called the Squirrel wallet. This is the Telos wallet. They already have one here, and here's the link, telosfoundation.io/downloads. And so when you install that wallet, you then generate new keys for a Telos account. And this details how you do that. I'll put the link in the description below. And you'll notice that a Telos public address starts with TLOS. It does not start with EOS. And that's how you can differentiate that. And basically, you're just going to copy that generated public Telos key, and you're going to paste it into another location. So then you're going to go to My Ether wallet, and you're going to sign a message using your Ethereum key. That's proving that you have the Ethereum key that controlled that EOS mainnet account. And you're going to include this statement that's basically saying, I swear that I am the rightful owner of this, and this is what I want my future key to be. And then you paste in your Telos key. And so just follow these instructions and you will be able to have your Telos tokens, even if you can't currently access your EOS tokens on the mainnet due to losing your EOS private key. At least there's recourse currently for Telos and future blockchains. And they have the second process here, and this is for people who never registered their EOS ERC20 tokens during the mainnet launch. There is also recourse for you. And you may be wondering, well, how long do we have until Telos goes live? Well, here is the Telos launch checklist. You can find this at telosfoundation.io/launch. And basically this lists the status of different features of the Telos network and whether or not it's going to go live. So how it works is there's a go or no go decision, and that'll happen on September 28th, which will be Friday, tomorrow, at 1600 UTC. And so if that happens, you literally have 2 hours after that go time to have submitted your lost EOS Telos key solution. Otherwise, you won't get your Telos tokens, and there's never going to be recourse for that. So make sure you do that, again, before they go live. It may happen tomorrow, it may not, and if it doesn't, then it will get postponed to another date, and they'll have another go, no go vote decision, and so on, until everyone gives a go, a thumbs up, and then it gets launched. And at that point, there's no turning back. And on a yes vote, the network will launch 8 hours later at midnight UTC. So it's exciting. Telos may launch tomorrow. It may launch very soon. We are getting close, guys. Telos on the radar. I just wanted to give a big thanks to Douglas Horn. He is the mastermind behind Telos. He is the orchestrator. He does a fantastic job in all of his communications. Anytime I go and ask a question, he's very responsive and helpful and willing to answer. And I just wanted to say I appreciate that very much because it allows me to help others because he's been so helpful in relaying those answers to me. So thank you very much. I think Telos has a good creator and founder. And it seems like EOS is definitely the home to video games and the future of online gaming because we get games every week being created on the EOS blockchain. Last week, I mentioned Infiniverse, an augmented 3D virtual reality ownership, land ownership, and creation, construction, and interactive game being built on the EOS blockchain. And now there's another one, MonsterEOS. And it says, welcome to a new era of blockchain games available on mobile too. We are still working hard every day to improve the battle arena, but you can have a real 3D battle. And here's the screenshot. It looks really cool. Graphics are very nice. I actually remember seeing this particular character here on a video, and it showed the 3D animation of it. And I'll find that video real quick and put it right here. So that's looking awesome. I can't wait for this game to come out. It looks like you get to have a character. It has hit points, food, energy. You get to battle them, trade them, collect them, all on the EOS blockchain. And to end things off here, we have had Blockchain Live 2018 in London at Olympia, London. And this is where block.one is unveiling a lot of things about their network and their visions for the future and dApps that are being created. And then also, I think it's an announcement of their own personal creations, perhaps their mobile wallet, their block.one iOS secure enclave wallet. And if you recall, a short while ago, maybe a month or a month and a half ago, Dan Larimer was boasting about how he was creating Steemit 2.0 and BitShares 3.0. And so we are still waiting on those guys. We are still waiting for those exchanges. We have EOSfinex, but we also have BitShares 3.0 also built on the EOS blockchain. And there's so much happening. You can tell me about Ethereum, you can tell me about Cardano, but I'm telling you about EOS because it is where the future is at, and that's where I'm going to be. Hope you guys have enjoyed this video. Thank you so much. Hope you appreciate my enthusiasm for EOS. Please share this, please like it, smash that like, share this, subscribe, share it with your grandmother, I don't care. Man, this is everything. Talk to you guys later. EOS, Bo Life.